him to defy time the way he's done physical size. You wonder, can his fighting spirit and zest for combat carry the day once again?
Well, if his body language is any indication, he's already out in the middle of the ring.
Here we go, round number one, Manny Pacquiao and your Dennis Ugas. Pacquiao out, probing with the jab, and there's the double jab immediately from Ugas. Sean Porter, as you pointed out, he's got a beautiful jab, and he usually throws two at a time. Pacquiao steps in with body shots.
Yeah, Dennis has got to continue to use that jab. I appreciate the patience of you, Dennis, but use that jab and keep Manny guessing. Make Manny reset. That's what the jab is going to do. It's going to force Manny to reset.
You saw how quickly he was able to jump in and get to the body, Joe.
Yeah, it's pretty much what he did with Thurman in the first round. He went out there and unleashed a combination. He's got fast feet still, Manny Pacquiao. And look, Ugas is going to have to deal with Manny's jab too when he does decide to throw it. So, you know, but Ugas definitely have the reach advantage. There's no doubt about it.
That was a nice jab that Ugas just landed too, fellas. Just stepped it right in, and Pacquiao had to respect it.
And that's the thing about Manny. You can get Manny to respect you. You can get some room and some space to operate. And right now, Ugas has the respect because he's created the distance that he needs.
Oh, he jumped right in there and hit him with the right hook. Manny has always been able to close that gap. Remember, he fought Juan Manuel Marquez, knocked him down 3 times with left hands in the first round. Marquez could not find an answer. Ugas already realizing he's in with a very different guy. Hard right hand from Ugas.
Manny landed a good right hook, and Ugas came back with a stiff jab himself.
I mean, look at the fighting spirit from Pacquiao already, and it's a very different fight against Keith Thurman. Thurman was the guy who was pressing. Pacquiao was very mobile. Here it is Pacquiao showing the power early in this round one.
Yeah, he knows he can't stay on the outside of that long reach of Ugas's. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that, Sean?
Yeah, no, he can't stand on the outside. And I think right now, a little too much posturing right now and posing by Manny. I like to see Manny a little bit more with that in and out. But we got to appreciate the fact that he is 42, and he's got to pace himself a little bit more.
And the fact that Ugas is smart enough to clip you on the way in if you make mistakes. So he's got to be a little bit cautious. I think he threw caution to the wind like 2 or 3 times so far in different sets, Manny has in this round.
I got Ugas' attention as well. I mean, you can see Ugas would like to stand there and throw that long jab out, but he's getting touched by Pacquiao, and he can see the power, and you have to respect the Pacquiao power. Pacquiao says bring that up. So does Russell Mora.
Yep. Well, that's one thing that Ugas does well. If he blocks or turns on you, he'll come back and counter you with 2 body shots. Not just 1, 2.
He throws them hard too, Joe. He'll dig in and throw a hard body shot. Against Pacquiao, though, as most fighters have found, it's just a different rhythm. It's a different equation.
You see what I'm saying? Look, the jab. The jab is going to lead to the success for Ugas.
He jumped in and he got pushed down. Obviously not a knockdown as we end round number 1. And we will go to the corner of Manny Pacquiao with Freddie Roach.
All right, there's Pacquiao jabbing. It fell short. All of it fell short except he kept stepping in, and the 3rd punch landed. So it took 3 punches for Pacquiao to get him. Now, Ugas came in with that right body shot. That was a nice belly shot, and landed. That was clean. And Pacquiao tried to throw a right hook off of it. Now, here we go. Here's Pacquiao throwing a decoy jab, left hand, and then, again, the 3rd punch is what landed. And here's where they got inside, and Ugas gave him a good shoulder, and Pacquiao got on top and fell backwards. But I just think the effort alone by Pacquiao won him that round.
I agree, but the thing that I liked about Ugas was he wasn't afraid to use his jab to keep Manny off of him. But the other thing, that push at the end of the round, the respect. You need Manny to respect you. Manny doesn't respect the jab. That's why he's getting hit with the jab.
That was a beautiful counter jab from Ugas too. And in round number 1, 21 of his 27 punches thrown were jabs. And not only that, it's an effortless double jab. He puts the first one out, that second one lands again.
And I gotta also say this, remember, Dennis Ugas is a Cuban fighter, has the Cuban background 100%. That's an intellectual island, those fighters. Very intellectual fighters. So we see the jab right now. Ugas is working accordingly.
Look at the championship rounds fought. I mean, no one's going to stack up to Pacquiao through 27 years of being a professional. A pro at the age of 16 at 98 pounds. And I would say even in round one, good jab by Pacquiao. Pacquiao is still the more menacing fighter, isn't he? When he jumps in with a combination, you know he means business.
Yeah, and Pacquiao landed a good jab himself just a second ago. They're not as often as Ugas is throwing his, but Ugas is not really not working in a hard way. In other words, he's just throwing an occasional jab right now, and he's really holding back on some better power punches that he should be throwing.
Pacquiao was stopped there by a right hand. He's doubling up on the jab and then a left hand coming off the jab as well. Pacquiao is still busy with his hands. Ugas outlanding Pacquiao so far in this fight.
I can also see the patience of Manny. It could be Manny, and he's getting hit with the jab. We can't ignore the fact that Ugas is landing jabs, but I got a feeling Manny's trying to set him up, let him get comfortable so that he'll open up a little more.
I agree with that, because Manny's always looking for that to land that big shot. But another thing Ugas is doing, Sean, and you know the conventional way to move against the southpaw is towards their jab side, but Ugas is moving towards the power shot, the power side of Manny Pacquiao, which is unusual. I encourage it with southpaws, but not many guys do that.
Those numbers, by the way, are interesting in that Pacquiao is throwing a lot of jabs but not landing. Ugas is much more accurate. 45 seconds to go here in round number 2. Pacquiao jumps in, tries to trade. Would love to get this as a firefight on the inside. Ugas has real power. Pacquiao has to respect that right hand coming up the middle.
Yeah, and again, there it is. Pacquiao and Ugas both landed good uppercuts to the belly in that last exchange, one each.
Very good round of boxing by Ugas. I like everything from Ugas in this round, the jab, the patience, that shell defense that he likes to use, and also timing Manny pretty well with the offhand.
Another jab by Ugas.
Stop.
He has outlanded Manny Pacquiao through 2 rounds. It's been an interesting fight.
What'd you do?
What I had to do to get to you, Teddy.
Why are you trying to kill him?
I'm the bad guy. Get me out of here. You got a date with me first. And I got a lot of money. There's no deal to be made. Deja vu. That's not deja vu, dummy. Cop Shop, only in theaters September 17th.
In the corner there for your Dennis Ugas, Joe Goosen, what would you be telling Ugas right now?
Well, you know, pick up the pace. I mean, keep using that jab, but follow up with something off of that. You know, he's got to keep his hands busy, because if Manny Pacquiao moves his hands more, he's going to win the judges' scoring. That's number 1. Number 2, Russell Mora just warned Ugas the second time in this fight for low blows. So, you know, third time may be a charm.
There's Dayanara Leon, your Dennis Ugas' fiancée, ringside here as we get into round number 3, and I'm keeping a close eye on the jab connect, 17-6 in favor of your Dennis Ugas as Pacquiao jumps in with a jab immediately.
And the physicality right there of Ugas to push him off. I like that.
That's right, but Russell Mora just warned him for doing that, because you know you can't push off. It's not legal.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
But to be there and gain his respect, not going to get pushed around.
Exactly.
You know, probably not going to deter Manny Pacquiao much. I mean, getting pushed, especially if he's got the backing of the referee right now. So he's, you know, like I say, Pacquiao's is going to win these rounds just by sheer, you know, action, just by keeping his hands busy. Because right now, Ugas is not busy. Don't you agree?
No, he's not busy this round. I gave Ugas the second round, and the reason why I gave Ugas the second round is because of his jab, and he was a little more busy in the second than he is now here in the third. But I'll tell you what, he's giving Manny Pacquiao a puzzle to solve.
Good
right there.
Good right hand there by Ugas, comes in right after Pacquiao had a counter jab back in. But that right hand gets his attention. Pacquiao tries to go to war. Another right hand by Ugas.
I'll tell you what that is. That's a great right Cuban hook it's like a right. It's not straight, but it's not a hook. It comes around your glove.
Well, that's right.
Manny's not ready for that punch.
Ugas able to block those shots from Pacquiao, at least those. You see the punches landed, still quite close, and we've got a real fight. We expected it, and we're getting it.
But see that right hand, that little looper right hand that he's throwing, it's only possible because he's edging on the right side, on Manny Pacquiao's left side. So he's got a nice little view there, and that's how he's landing it. Plus, it's trying to set up that straight right hand. He wants to give him a little taste around the corner and then come down the middle with it eventually.
And guess what? Manny isn't using his feet. We can speak to him being 42, but he's got to start to use his legs and give Ugas a different look beyond those fast hands that he has.
And what's the look you're looking for?
I'm looking for in and out. I'm looking for pivots.
Pacquiao bounced Ugas up to the ropes right after he ate a strong right hand. They'll have to make this a war. If you stand at distance, it'll end up like that. Ugas is able to fight at distance with that beautiful long jab.
Here's what we knew when we fought Ugas. We knew that he wouldn't move his feet very well, and we knew that we would have a good chance of outboxing him. I moved a lot in that fight because I knew that Ugas didn't have the kind of feet that I have. Ugas doesn't have the feet that Manny has, but Manny's not using them right now.
Yeah, Pacquiao is not moving around the ring. You're right, not mobile. He was very mobile 2 years ago.
You know what it looks like?
Big hook right there.
Again.
You know what it looks like to me? Looks to me like he just wants to bowl his way right through Ugas.
Yeah.
And he's not interested in doing angles or anything else. He wants to go get him.
He wanted a piece of Ugas there, no question about it. We're through 3 rounds in Las Vegas.
That was a good round of boxing there.
I'd be interested to see what Larry Hazard has to say after 3.
Tumigas ang paa mo? Okay. Con la mano adelante no la puede trabajar tan suave.
Right here is this is what I call a Cuban right hook. It's straighter than a hook, but it's also got a little loop around it, getting around the jab, the backhand of Manny Pacquiao. And then right there again, the jab is what's gonna lead Ugas to a success. Manny's saying, hey, throwing everything out the window and I'm coming at you with everything that I got. And this really worked for him right there at the end of that round.
Right, he's a charging bull right now. I don't think he's interested in science as much as he is making it look good and bowling his way into
he's become
Ugas.
Right, he's become the fighter in here against the boxer, Yordenis Ugas. Ugas normally throws 28 jabs around. There was a lot of talk out there, mostly on the internet, about the left bicep of Yordenis Ugas possibly injured. He's throwing 25 jabs per round in this fight, and that's a beautiful double jab again. So it doesn't appear that left hand is injured.
No.
I thought everything on social media was true. Look at Pacquiao go to work again. Ugas able to get a good defense and block those shots.
But again, it's the visual that Pacquiao's giving the judges right now. There's a good right hand, but look, this is the 3rd warning. He may take a point.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't think that was that bad.
So Manny blocks the shot and makes it go lower than it was aimed towards. But you just, look, you can't get in the way this early.
You're ready. You okay? Okay.
Now you see where Pacquiao's trunks are.
Don't make me take
Joe,
the
he's allowed to touch part of that waistband, right? That's up above his belly button. He can hit some of that waistband. Was that low?
Here it is. Look, that's going to probably land right on the belt line, the right hand. Let's see where it goes. He jabs high and takes a position away. That was right on the belt line.
Low.
So, what's that?
Yeah, I was a little low. Listen, Joe, a little low.
No argument here. I'm just saying it looked to me like it hit the belt line.
Yeah.
Okay. I may not be seeing that correctly, but I think I did see it hit the belt line.
You know what, Joe? To your point, I thought it was fine. Watching it back on replay, I think Russell Moore had a point. It was a little low, and it was a warning, not a point taken away.
Okay, that's the 3rd warning, and right now Pacquiao again is letting his hands go.
I tell you what Ugas is doing that I'm surprised by. He's actually finishing some of these exchanges, and I didn't expect that to come from Ugas.
You know, you've got to get into the combat if you're going to fight Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Pacquiao, usually at the age of 42, seems to want to mix it up, and that's probably his best chance for victory tonight. Very much in the balance here against a game Yordenis Ugas.
Well, Ugas is holding his ground right now. Now he's looking to block and counter. He's saying, throw it, Manny, because I got something back for you. Okay, there we
Right
go
hand to the
again.
body from Ugas that time.
Another belt shot, and Russell Mora didn't say anything there, although Manny just touched his belt like, hey, it's low again.
Right hand over the top, partially blocked. Up the middle, Pacquiao tries the left hand. It's a good counter jab again. You see the power punches, Pacquiao outlanding Ugas. In jabs, however, it is 26-17 in favor of the Cuban fighter.
And Manny can't time the jab. You see every time Manny gets hit with the jab, puts his hands down out of disgust and almost out of frustration because he can't time the jab right now.
Wow, it's a beautiful jab by Pacquiao.
It was 3 jabs by Pacquiao and a little turn and a little left hand.
And there's an answer.
Ugas came back with the right hand.
A little fire, too. Ugas said, yeah, you got me there, and he just popped him with his own jab. Ugas has been fighting at a world-class level for a long, long time. And he bent down, that knee touched, and just a slip from Ugas. Final seconds, round number 4. It has been spirited and action-packed so far.
Want to play a game? If you say Candyman 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
Hell no.
You should say it.
Candyman.
Candyman.
Say it. Candyman. Candyman. Say it. Say it. Say it. 3-1. Rated R.
All right, we got a little replay coming up here. Let's see what. Okay, here we go. We got Ugas countering the jab by Pacquiao. Then he throws another jab, backs up Pacquiao, and then shoots that right hand right into the belly. It was a nice setup. Very good move.
That's a great setup. Look at it, 2 to the top, and then 1 right down the middle. That was great great boxing combination right there.
Sean, how did you deal with the double jabs? Again, that is a long, effortless double jab that Ugas throws.
I'm telling you, so what I felt was come out here, use your movement, use your speed, and control this fight, and control the tempo. That's what I did. Manny does not have control right now, which is why I believe Manny is losing this fight.
You used the ring. Is
Exactly.
what you did.
Exactly.
I don't know if Manny's losing this fight. I'm not too sure about that, Sean. Of course, you know, we're both looking at the same fight, but we may have a difference of opinion. I think it's a close fight.
I think so too. Let's get a little indication of that and go to Larry Hazard. Larry, how do you have it scored so far?
Well, guys, you're carrying on an interesting conversation, but I got Pacquiao ahead, 39-27. Look, Pacquiao has what we call judge appeal. He may not have the quick legs anymore, but he's got those fast hands, and nobody's really landing anything of great significance.
Right.
So judges tend to score on volume, and that's what Pacquiao is doing. So I got him ahead, 39-37.
Larry, thank you. By the way, punches landed. It's very close. There's a little more power from Pacquiao, but also his face is marked up a bit. I mean, those jabs are not just, feather dusters just touching him.
He's got swelling below both eyes, but I agree with Larry in the sense that he's got judge appeal. He's like making the action happen for the most part.
And those jabs are landing too. That right hand lands by Ugas, then doubles him up on the jab in the right hand. 3-punch combination all on Pacquiao's face.
But Pacquiao got those back. He touched them back 3 times.
Well, that's part of the difficulty of judging, Joe, too, is that you need to process an awful lot going back and forth. Slows up just a bit, which favors Ugas. Whacks with the right hand. Jordan Plant is in Ugas' corner. Jordan, what do you have?
Your heads. Yeah, some interesting info.
Watch your heads.
Ref Mora was just in their corner, said, hey, once low's a warning. Next time I see it twice, I'm going to deduct a point. Back to you, Brian.
All right, Jordan, you were talking about that before, again, in the previous Ugas fight, where he had a point taken away by Mora, and I thought he handled it properly. Mora did it by giving the warning, giving Manny a little bit of time. It was a shade low on his belt. 40 seconds left, round number 5.
In the meantime, Pacquiao slipped in 2 lead left hands and a couple of jabs just like that. And there goes Ugas. Pacquiao was blocked though, but it was a good counter shot by Ugas.
Manny has got a high level of energy.
He's on fire tonight. He's on fire.
42-year-old man.
He does not want to lose this fight. He does not want to lose. Neither guy does, obviously. But Manny knows how to win fights.
Yeah, Manny knows how to win fights. It's the 5th round, which is why I'm not concerned. However, I do believe that Ugas has more control of this match
Chinky's concerned.
than Manny Pacquiao.
Chinky is looking on. She can barely look. A big exchange there by Pacquiao. He wants to make this a war. Wow. He gives you your money's worth. It's no question.
I mean, they're taking an awful long time to get that stool in the corner there. He's just sitting down now, and probably 20 seconds have passed.
Got a jab right here from Ugas.
Right.
This is what's helping him win this fight. Right now, I feel like Ugas is controlling the fight. And then right here, after this exchange, look, boom, the counter immediately. Manny has not picked up the timing and the rhythm of your Dennis Ugas.
Yeah.
And then right here, great exchange from both men. But again, Ugas not afraid to go right back there with Manny Pacquiao. It's a great fight.
And I will say, Manny had some of his very good moments in that round too. We saw two by Ugas right there. There's a lot of give and take right now. A lot of back and forth, but you know, we're halfway through the fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to step out of the judging seat, and I'm just going to continue to call the fight. My score doesn't matter either way, so I'll just tell you what I see. And what I see is that, look at this, the comfort now of your Dennis Ugas, and also giving Manny Pacquiao different looks. Manny was not as prepared for this fight as Ugas is.
Round 6 now here in Las Vegas. Brian Kenny, Joe Goose, and Sean Porter ringside. And Manny Pacquiao has thrown at least 15 more punches in every round. But one key stat, if you look at CompuBox, the jabs landed. Ugas has the edge 33-23. And that jab and that double jab, a big difference. Off the jab, Ugas lands with a right hand. Pacquiao, though, with the energy. And to your point, Joe, that he's got energy. He's landing shots. Larry Hazard loves that as well. There's raw aggression from Pacquiao making the fight.
That right hand lands. It's a hook coming around the glove of Manny Pacquiao, but it lands because of the long reach and arms of your Dennis Ugas.
You know what else? The jab is making the difference here. 82% of this fight is spent at distance, just as they are now. So Ugas gets a long look and gets to put out that long jab.
He does, but he spends a lot of time looking. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's active, but I think he could, you know, to impress me more, I think he should be more active, to tell you the truth.
Hey,
again, Manny's taking his time, but I like Manny's energy. But again, Ugas is coming on this round. I think it's probably his best round.
No question.
I'll tell you what I like about Ugas, Joe. I like the fact that Ugas is giving different looks. You see that right there? That's the shell defense. And then sometimes he pulls straight back. And then sometimes he's willing to stay right there, just like that, and counter. It's giving Manny, it's a puzzle, and Manny has not solved the puzzle.
Pacquiao able to land an uppercut just before, but then took that thudding right hand once again. See punches landed very close. Right hand again, partially blocked by Pacquiao. He's a man in a real fight. He wanted Errol Spence, #1 welterweight in the world, but eagerly took on the challenge of your Dennis Ugas, who he knows is for real.
And I gotta wonder, with Manny being the pros, now we're in the middle of this fight, is he gonna flip a switch and do something a little different? I'm wondering if I'm gonna see that. I feel like it needs to happen.
I think if he starts backing up and trying to box, it'll be worse for him, to tell you the truth. I think it'll give Ugas a lot more incentive to do what he's doing. I think that's what he should be doing more of, meeting the challenge of Ugas coming in at him and impressing the judges, trying to get his shots off.
Trying to make him throw his hands. You know, Ugas has got to throw. If he stays in that defensive shell and jabbing just like that, he's going to be able to keep him at distance, land that right hand. He lands the right hand there as well. Pacquiao jumps back in. And we are halfway through this fight. Let's go upstairs. Kate Abdo and Keith Thurman.
Thank you very much, Keith Thurman. Obviously, the last man to fight Manny Pacquiao before this fight back in 2019. Manny's fighting a different fight this time around.
He's fighting a different fight, but he's definitely fighting a different fighter. You know, Ugas is standing right there in the middle of the ring. He's utilizing that jab, but Manny's still being Manny Pacquiao, fighting with those spurts and those flurries. And that's the hard part about fighting Manny Pacquiao, because those flurries, he gets so much credit from the judges. And of course, Ugas is doing good with the jab, but the jab's not gonna win you fights. If Ugas truly wants to win this fight, he needs to keep letting that straight right hand go. He needs to keep not being worried and trying to touch the body a little bit. Obviously, keep up. He's about to get deducted a point if he keeps doing low blows, but he needs to let the right hand go. He needs to throw power punches, because that's one thing that Manny Pacquiao doesn't hesitate on.
Let's get you back ringside for the next round.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, I don't know, that jab, you know, landing, that can win rounds. It's been close here, and we don't know how the judges will have it. They have top-flight judges for this fight. Dave Moretti, Steve Weisfeld, considered the best in the business, Patricia Morse-Jarman. And you see the jabs landed. Ugas with the big edge, 37-26. Good jab there by Pacquiao. But he's got to make this a firefight in order to gain some momentum and drive Ugas back. The more it's a set piece, Joe, I think it more favors Ugas.
Yeah, look, I liked what Keith said. I'm more in concordance with that. Basically, that Pacquiao is a, you know, he throws those flurries. He makes it looks good. I think I said it to Sean earlier that Ugas has got to start throwing that right hand or more power punches. And so, you know, there's a lot to be said on both opinions here. But regardless, it's a very competitive fight.
Right hand landed.
I don't think anyone's running away with it.
No question. Yeah, flurry there by Pacquiao. Most of those shots blocked. Ugas was able to land that right hand as he throws he plants and throws a vicious combination toward Pacquiao. He's not just boxing, moving, and keeping him at bay. He's standing in and trading with Pacquiao.
Well, yeah, look, he's got great skills. You know, Sean said it. You know, the Cubans are taught very well. He's got good head movement. He's got good radar. He knows what's coming, and then he slips and he comes back with stuff. So, you know, it's a type of fight that he's capable of fighting and doing well with.
Pacquiao with some scoring shots there. Look, it comes down to scoring blows. How often are you landing your shot, and then what damage are you incurring on the other fighter? Those shots are landing from Ugas.
Look at that right there. Ugas is picking moments to let go of his hands, and he has success when he does it.
That was a three-punch combination. Landed two of them flush. Round number 7, scheduled for 12. Ugas able to move Pacquiao back just a bit. Pacquiao fires back, tries to get close. Look at that. Double jab up in the right hand from Ugas.
That's what I expect of Ugas. If he wants to win this fight, I want him to. I would like to see him do that. Throw those hard, long shots off the jab. Don't waste a good jab. A jab is a setup punch for your next punch.
Yeah, don't waste a good jab. I like that.
Yeah.
But again, if Pacquiao is not closing the gap, then he allows Ugas to pick his spots, control distance, and make it a fight when he wants to make it a fight. So far, he's been able to do that. Punches landed, still very close. Slight favoring Ugas. Right hand lands from Ugas. Another right hand. Pacquiao now time to fire back. You wonder how much energy does this man have at the age of 42? Can he pick up the pace? Can he slip it into another gear at his age? Ugas says, I'm right here. I'm right here. A lot of jabs in this fight, mostly from Ugas here, Joe.
Hey, listen, I'm a fan of the jab. I say I'm nothing without my jab. Look at the long jab of your Dennis Ugas. I know Keith said you can't win the fight with just the jab. However, Joe, I feel like the jab is setting it up for your Dennis.
Well, I don't think any of us disagree about the jab, but I think you do agree. You utilize the jab to do what should come next.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was coming right there.
Right.
You're right. The double jab sets up the right hand. Don't waste the good jab. I love it, Joe.
Damian Lillard here. Ugas fighting, yeah, okay, and trying to convince viewers that he's not winning this fight. He's a fan of both. What is he convincing viewers of?
He calling you. He's calling out Joe, and he's calling out BK. He ain't calling out Sean.
Oh, and they trying to convince viewers.
Yeah, they.
Wait, they're trying to convince viewers that Ugas is not winning this fight?
They is you.
I'm saying
BK?
Ugas is winning this fight.
Oh, okay, cool. Then he's calling out you, Joe.
There you go.
How do you know that?
Oh, I don't know that. My view.
Oh, because Dame is my guy. And I know he would be talking about me.
Well, here, hold on. Let me have my cousin call.
Hey, listen.
Right, talk about you.
He's a gold medalist here at the Olympic Games. So.
Listen. Well, you know, that's all well and good. But right now,
I'm just saying, he knows what he's talking about.
Round number 8. Manny Pacquiao at the age of 42. 2 years removed from the ring, but came back, shocked the world. Was able to outpoint. Split decision over Keith Thurman, who's here with us tonight. On a very different fight so far in this one.
corner in between that bumped Salas out, and Rodriguez stopped the bleeding on that cut.
There you go, a little cut right over the right eye. It's not much, and then they start to exchange. 30 seconds to go here in round number 8.
Well,
long way to go.
Here's the adjustment for Manny Pacquiao. Finish your combination and do that right there. Get off. Get to the right of that. Get to the right side of, get to the left side of Ugas, away from that right hand.
Yeah, even if he moves away though.
Exactly. Too much moving straight backwards for Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao tries to come back and answer that hook. Going to have a grazing hook off the side of his head. Ugas has been able to have all the answers here against Manny Pacquiao. Good hard right hand by Ugas. Punctuating round 8.
Ugas found a home for that right hand now, and that's all there is to it.
And Jinky can barely watch, looks up, concerned for her husband. There's that right hand.
Look, because when the right hand comes, it's normally coming straight. No, I don't think Manny's ever seen a fighter who throws a right hand like that. It is, the Cubans are known for throwing that right hand, and Manny, I don't think has ever seen that right hand come.
Well, you saw it because Manny went to parry what he thought was a straight right hand, and it came around. But he's been deking him. Look, I mean, Ugas is tricky that way. They'll throw him down the middle, get you thinking there, getting you to parry, move your hand there, then come around.
Yeah.
Ugas has been able to land 60% of his power shots. That is increasing now. And again, Russell Moore, he's warning Ugas again. Think of the guys Ugas has beaten, by the way, since that 2-year layoff. I mean, quality wins: Jamal James, Ray Robinson, Thomas Delorme, Omar Figueroa, Mike Dallas Jr., Abel Ramos. Inexplicably a split decision.
And I apologize. That was stitched around working on the cut in Ugas's corner.
I think they almost had a clash there for a moment, so they both stopped and then touched gloves to re-engage. You see power punches landed in favor of Manny Pacquiao, 65-59. It is close. The jabs connected still in favor of Ugas, 45-32. That's not how you score the fight, but it gives you an indication of who's landing what. Round number 9, again scheduled for the championship 12, and Manny Pacquiao once again being put to the test. That's what you have. That's what happens when you fight the top fighters, and Ugas is one of the top fighters in the world.
Don't push him down. Okay. You okay? Let's go.
And you wonder how much is left in the tank of Manny Pacquiao. Face is marked up a bit. The energy level a bit on the wane.
Yeah, the last 3 rounds, Ugas really has turned up the heat. And this is why I believe he's won those rounds, because I'm going to give credit where I think credit is due. He's doing a lot of the fighting now. He's being busy, and he's frustrating Pacquiao. Pacquiao's having a hard time landing a clean shot. Right. I'll tell you the truth. Even if he's busy at times, he cannot land a clean shot where I think Ugas is now.
Well, Manny finally keeping that left hand at home right there to block that right hand. And also, I feel like Manny's energy's up a little bit this round, and he's changing the rhythm a little bit this round.
Well, so I guarantee he's been warned in the corner. Look, you're falling behind. Yeah. You're going to lose this fight if you don't win these next few rounds. We're in the 9th round right now.
Yeah.
You know.
And again, it's a 42-year-old man who's seen Pacquiao just been able. He can go through a wall through his whole career. But can he do it again and again? It is difficult, and if he didn't build a points lead early, it's going to be tough to come back later here. Again, that said, punches landed still very close. We don't know how the judges will have it.
Well, I felt like that was what he did against Keith Thurman. I felt like he controlled the first half of the fight, maybe a little more than that, then Keith came on late at the end. In this case, Manny's got to keep his foot on the gas pedal, or he will continue to fall behind.
Ugas with the combination. And not only that, it keeps Pacquiao back. Pacquiao tries throwing his hands. A lot of those shots are blocked. Ugas comes back. Again, Ugas able to keep it in re-engage mode, where they're able to fight from distance and box the way he wants to box.
Look at that. I mean, that's a beautiful counter off of Manny's right hand. Ugas comes back with that right to left uppercut to the belly. That's
good right hook right there to the body by Manny Pacquiao.
But that's patented counter-punching by Ugas. You know, he's capable of that, and there he is, switching up the right hand. Look, there's no doubt he's having a much better second half of his fight.
Yeah.
Ugas has been able to fight from the pocket, step back, and have Pacquiao stand right in front of him. And he could be winning all these rounds.
Okay. Nos vamos para el 10, ¿verdad? Dame agua.
Okay, now we're in the 10th round.
Ponle la toalla.
Put the towel behind his neck.
Tranquilo, tranquilo, que ya lo
Nice and
tenemos.
calm. Nice. We have him. Nice and calm.
Jordani, la amenaza, hace falta que te imponga.
What you need to do is impose yourself here in this fight now.
Acuérdate,
Remember,
con todo lo que tú quieras.
remember, you can do whatever you want in this fight.
Todo lo que tú quieras,
Take
pero tienes que
advantage
tirar
of
cabrones
everything
golpes.
here. This is yours.
Y cuando le ganen, rompe.
Diorana, Leon, Ugas' fiance, smiling here. His corner is feeling it as well. Pacquiao still throwing 60 punches around, but hasn't landed more than 11 since round 5. As we get now to round number 10, Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis Ugas, and Ugas, we don't know if he's assumed control, but he could be doing enough to win a lot of these rounds.
Well, I don't think there's any question the last 3-4 rounds, you know, it's swung to Ugas' favor. But, you know, Salas is not going to rely on that. He told him that you've got to assert yourself. And in other words, don't leave any doubt as to who's winning these rounds because we are in the 10th round right now.
Well,
so.
again, and Pacquiao famously has a fantastic engine. But again, he's older now. He's 42.
I'll tell you what, I like the coaching right there from Silas.
Exchange now. Maybe this is Pacquiao's chance. Make it a fight. Ugas very strong though on the inside.
I like the coaching. Like Silas says, you got to impose yourself. Don't leave it. Take everything that's there. And he also told you, Dennis, you can do anything you want. I love that coaching. Well, I agree with it all.
Good hard right hand by Ugas. Right off the jab too. Put it up as a blinder and comes down with the hammer. Pacquiao begins to slow now. Still obviously dangerous in exchanges. Tries with the jab. Some of those shots blocked. Doubling up on the jab. Ugas again follows with the right hand.
And Manny keeping that left hand at home. Quite a few rounds went by with Manny getting caught with a clean right hand by Ugas, but now he's keeping that left hand at home.
Ugas landed a right hand to the body. Now Pacquiao able to land, come in with the right hand. But coming up way short with that left hand, the signature,
that's the
power
problem.
shot.
He's coming up short this round with, 3 out of the 4 punches he's throwing.
And usually that left hand, Joe, that's the one that caught Keith Thurman, knocked him down. Again, the one that drilled Marquez again and again. That's the power shot. Wow. Ugas landing now, sending the sweat flying from Pacquiao's head.
Long arms, tall, and a very clever fighter. That's what he's got in front of him right now.
Exactly. I saw 3 looks from Yordenis Ugas in this fight. Moments where he did that right there, he took control. Moments where he let Manny throw and he just blocked. And then also moments where he would step back like that. And then there's one more where he'll stay and exchange. Manny hasn't been able to find the range and the distance because of that. Those different looks, those different ways of defending Manny Pacquiao's punches has kept Manny guessing virtually his entire fight.
And the pace slows. Ugas able to take the air out of the ball on Pacquiao. Good hard right hand off the jab again. He's landing clean shots. Pacquiao able to land his jab. He knows he's going to have to force the action.
Yeah.
That's round 10.
All right, here we go. We got a couple of replays. I think this is the part where they both went at it, and Pacquiao landed hard and Ugas landed hard. There was a short right hook by Pacquiao. That was about it. That was a total miss by Pacquiao with both hands going. Here's Ugas, flush right down the middle with a jab. He's going to hook right around that hand again for about the 15th time this fight. And here's Ugas back with the jab, double jab. Straight right hand, grazed off of Pacquiao, grazed off his arm, grazed by his face. And then here's Ugas again. He's having a good second half of the fight. Manny turned to right out that right hook. The left hook never came. So he's got Manny on edge about that sweep right hand right now. He's reacting to it and reacting to another punch that didn't even come. So Ugas is having his way the last half of the fight.
Ugas has outlanded Pacquiao in 8 of 10 rounds. You can make a case, not just at the second half of the fight, first half of the fight as well.
Well, I thought Pacquiao was much busier. Whether or not he was landing solid punches, he just looked like he was more active in the first 5 rounds.
6 minutes left for Manny Pacquiao to try to close the gap. We believe.
Well, yeah.
We don't have the scorecards. We don't know.
But since the 7th round, I think Ugas has just been, piling up the points.
I tell you, the 2 things I like to see from Manny, use a feint. I think the feint's going to open some things up for Manny, and then also use the feet a little more and try to set up his offense. I don't think he's done that this entire fight.
Pacquiao just does not present the same threat to Ugas here. Again, Ugas not only a supreme boxer, but a very strong man in there as well, and a full-sized welterweight. Pacquiao is still undersized in this weight class. Obviously has the power when they exchange, but that threat diminishes with each round as the energy is on the wane. Body shot lands for Ugas. Pacquiao plunges forward.
Yeah, that was another effort, a brutish effort by Manny Pacquiao to get something done, because he knows he's probably behind right now and he's got to get something done.
Straight up the middle comes Ugas. Well put, Joe. Brutish as well, trying to come in and bum rush him.
Yeah, he doesn't have much of a choice. He's not going to outmaneuver on his feet Ugas right now. It's just not going to happen.
And it was never set up. I think that if anything, Ugas is ready for whatever Manny's going to present to him now at this point.
Wow, Pacquiao able to land on that shot.
That was one.
Wow, cuffing right hand to the side of the
Pacquiao's got
the ear.
Pacquiao's got his hand up good there, though. He's hip to that punch, even though it'll probably still get through.
That's right there. Right on the belt right there from Ugas. Straight up the middle with the right hand for Ugas. Minute to go here in round 11. Not much time left for Pacquiao, if indeed he is behind on the cards. And you wonder what the future is for Manny Pacquiao. How much is left? We love to see him. Look, we're enjoying this.
Yeah.
If he's trailing, I'm enjoying this.
I promise you, BK, I'm over here, I'm thinking this is a great fight.
Yeah,
I'm literally thinking this is a great fight. You got a game replacement fighter in you, Dennis Ugas, who knew what he was up against, and then you got a guy in Manny Pacquiao trying to cement his legacy right here tonight.
Have you ever seen a bad Manny Pacquiao fight?
Never seen a bad Manny Pacquiao fight, even in the ones that he lost.
Right, not just that. Throw any young guy in front of Ugas right now. Are they going to do any better than Manny Pacquiao?
There you go. There you go.
Well, Ugas makes himself a real player. Again, you've got Errol Spence, who's still the welterweight champ. Terrence Crawford there. Sean Porter sitting with us right here. And again, we knew he was a player, but this kind of puts him on the map of public perception. Digging in here in the final seconds in round 11. 1 round to go.
Nice jab right there from Manny Pacquiao. The jab was underutilized by Manny, but it set up that left hand right there. And then Manny does what he always does, which is just keep going.
Yeah, and here's Ugas coming back with that patented right hand. That landed on the back of the neck, to tell you the truth. Manny's been protecting himself, his chin at least, from that sweep right hand.
I like that you referred to it as patented.
As what?
It's patented. You said Ugas has got patented.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, fans, we're approaching the 12th and final round of this boundless chairman at the end of the center of the ring. This is round 12.
It's been a long career, Sean.
Yeah. It's final round. Hey, let's enjoy it.
Yeah, I am.
I don't like the fact that you announced that right now. Yes, there has been a long career, and it ain't over yet.
No, it ain't. No, but just that corner whoop.
They're exhorting him because they know what's happening here. Your Dennis Ugas, you see there right there. 3-0 is a late sub. Fought and beat both Jamal James and Thomas Delorme on short notice. He got this fight with 11 days notice, but he was on the card. So he was training, he was getting ready for Fabian Maidana. He was training, he was getting ready. Suddenly he had a chance to take on Pacquiao instead. So he was ready to go, and here we go, final 2.5 minutes of this fight.
I tell you what, shame on me for not saying this until right now. I just noticed it now.
What?
And also shame on Manny. I don't think I've ever seen Manny really use head movement, but the head movement to get out of the way of that right hand, and then you'll be able to return shots. Manny never tried to use head movement to get out of the way of that right hand.
Yeah, for most of his career, Sean, that head was moving constantly, so it's just very different now. And his feet were not moving in this fight, and he just got rocked by a right hand. Look, he's not devastated or hurt, but he got knocked sideways on his feet.
Yeah.
2 minutes to go. And Pacquiao come up with a miracle.
And he's waiting on the right hand. Manny's not in control. He's got to take control.
No, I think it's fair to say Manny needs a knockout.
I would say so.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, unless there's something that we're missing on the scorecards.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Joe, frequently we're missing something that's on the scorecards. Really, we've seen it. We've seen we've seen things that Ugas again got a split decision against Abel Ramos. Made no sense whatsoever.
No.
So look, I think weird things can happen. I think we've seen the ebb and flow of this fight, and it seems like Ugas has been in control and took control in this bout. Right hand again by Ugas, partially blocked.
Yeah, Ugas has found a home for that. If nothing else, that has stopped Manny from doing anything in reply. That right hand is throwing him off balance. It's making him really cover up, and it's landing there. He's found a home for it.
And you know what? It's not just age either, because Pacquiao had a lot of energy early in this fight. I don't want to make it seem just like that, but we realize this is a 42-year-old man who is, a junior, featherweight champion. He was a smaller fighter. This isn't Big George Foreman at 45.
Well, I tell you what, even with 40 seconds left, Manny still wants this win.
Yeah,
he wants this fight. I think if Manny could get a knockout right now, he'll go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Final 30 seconds, hard body shot by Ugas. Pacquiao's last stand, possibly.
Manny landed a good right hook, left hand, landed another left hand right there. But
they know what's at stake. Ugas letting it fly as well. He's been on the world stage a long time. Got the opportunity of a lifetime when Spence had to bow out.
Look at this.
Final 10 seconds, fans standing on their feet. What's left for Pacquiao? Ugas believes he has done enough and is at the end